Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to NBA 2K23. Today we are back with a mess. A big mess. A mess that 2K has let go for a long time and is now trying to quickly clean it up. It's been a mess for the longest of times, and what are we even talking about? My team point buying. MT buying. Purchasing MT. It's a tale as old as time, folks, and unfortunately 2K has tried to do something about it this week. And, well, it's had mixed results in mostly the bad category. I don't think many people are happy based off Twitter timeline feed about the move they've decided to make. So, what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about what's going on, why is it happening, and what's going to happen moving forward. And, well, unfortunately, it might not be the best of news for everybody, but it could be. It could be if the right steps are taken, but that's more of a 2K thing more than what we can control. So let's even talk about it. What my team buying? Is it something that's new? No. It's been around forever. I think there's these newcomers that come in and over the last couple of years have been like, oh, buying MT has ruined the game. It's over. That's why the market sucks. That's why the auction house the way it is. And no, it's not new. It's not new. And yes, that's probably why the market is the way it is, but it's been this way since NBA 2K16. In NBA 2K14, which was the first game on the new consoles, it didn't have an auction house. You could only buy packs, so it wasn't there. NBA 2K15 is where we saw the first transferring of my team points, but it wasn't to this degree yet, okay? We weren't there yet. The NBA 2K15, I was primarily on Twitch. I wasn't always a YouTuber. I started my career out on Twitch. And at the end of 2K15, people were like, well, hey, Richie, I'm done with the game. I'm going to sell all my cards. Did you want my coins so you can buy other cards and make other things? Nobody was even thinking profit back then. So that's kind of where that all began. And then 2K16, people were like, well, shit, I'm not just going to give it away. I'll sell it. And that's, ever since then, it's been the problem. Then MT sites started popping up, and, well, here we are. How many years? About 6 years later, 7 years later? And it's still a problem today. So, one, is it new? No. It's been around forever. So those that think it's just recently become a serious problem, no. It's always been a problem. And it might have gotten progressively worse as the years go on, but it's been a thing for a while. Two, is it a 2K problem? No. It is a 2K problem, yes, but is it only 2K's problem? No. Every mode suffers from this problem, unfortunately. Madden and their Ultimate Team suffer from this problem. The show, the baseball game, suffer from this problem, unfortunately. FIFA, unfortunately, does suffer from this. So it's not just a 2K thing. So for people to be naive and be like, oh, it's so bad over here, trust me, it's not. Every video game is dealing with this problem that has an Ultimate Team to some degree. And hell, even in other games outside of the sporting world that have virtual currency have this problem. V-Bucks, Rockstar Games with their GTA and their money. You can buy things to get, you can buy accounts, you can buy money, you can get, there's a whole world of this problem going on. So for people to think it's just the 2K problem is just not the truth. Okay, but is it a problem that 2K has decided to handle stricter than the other guys? Maybe. Maybe. That's where things are starting to change, and that's where things get a little bit dicey with the community. Because what ultimately made people go this route? I say a good chunk of the community. Looking at the auction house, you would think everybody got banned. But there are a few lone survivors out there. But why did so many people get banned? Why did so many people decide to go this route and steering away from the terms of services? Well, it all starts back with the game 2K. Unfortunately, they don't have the best representation as far as the packs are concerned. But I understand that that's not entirely their fault either, because at the end of the day, they are a business. I am not one of those delusional people that think, oh, they should make things cheaper. Oh, they should make, they should be giving away cards on the daily. I do think they should do those things, but at the end of the day, things are not getting cheaper, folks. Have you not seen your groceries rise in price? Do you not see that every other company is rising in prices? So I understand that. Tough times. It's tough times out there, and unfortunately the American dollar does not go as far as it once did. back in the old days, you know, the old days, and I don't mean like the old days, I mean the old days of 2Ks, they used to do VC sales, they used to just have better pack odds as a whole. But what leads people to buying MT? Well, unfortunately, you've got these mega creators and bad examples just riddled everywhere. Whether it's your own personal experience of buying packs and not getting what you want and spending hundreds of dollars, or observing the problem. We have had too many instances as a community where we've watched countless creators, whether it's TroyDan, Cash Nasty, Los Polos, the list goes on, Flight, spend thousands of dollars on VC to pull a card and not even pull one of the cards out of the 12 or the 5 that have been released. Wasn't it about a month ago that somebody was telling me in a chat, Richie, TroyDan's on $2,000 and still hasn't pulled that card. That's a problem. Of course, people are going to find the easier route to succeed in the game when you got guys like TroyDan, Cash, Los spending thousands of dollars. I remember back in the day, Los Polos had spent a few $1,000s to pull an Onyx LeBron or a Diamond Kyrie and had never pulled the card. It's just too hard and it's too limited for the mode to succeed. Not to mention the auction house where it's hard to make MT. Cards are going for just ridiculous prices. And you can't make MT in this game. They give you login rewards of 250,000 MT. They give you 1,000 here, 1,000 there. You try to make some money on the sniping market. I think someone said they're banning for that. So how are you supposed to make the currency when your mode does not provide it? It's a problem. And it's been a problem. Hence why the community has gone to these outside sources. Because it's too hard. It's too expensive. People don't have the money. They've already invested $70 into the game. They don't want to spend hundreds more. Not to mention when the product has an expiration date. It's only good for like half a year. This mode doesn't even last the full calendar year. It only lasts half a year. It goes from September to July. That's not that long. So to say you want to spend thousands of dollars with the end being a couple months, bad. So of course people are going to say, do I want to spend $100 on virtual currency in hopes that I pull the card, that I win the jackpot? Or do I go this other route where I can just instantly buy the card I want, knowing that I'm going to get the satisfaction? That's where 2K has kind of a gray area. They got to figure it out. They got to figure it out. Because why? Because yes, they have these bans in place, but folks, the bans are not sustainable. If they were, then why wouldn't they have done this years ago? They had done it years ago. They did a mass ban. They've done bans forever. Guys, I get banned all the time for promoting MT. I'm part of the problem. I promote MT. I don't own the site. I'm not making, I'm not running these operations. I simply just promote the product. Now, it's up to you guys whether you want to go buy the cards or not. But again, there's a reason why you're doing that, right? Because the game mode's not filling your satisfaction and buying from them. So you take the easier route. But unfortunately, these bans are not sustainable, and it's the wrong option. It's the wrong option. 10-day ban was the suspension that they gave everybody, where the entire mode and online services of 2K as a whole are blocked off. To me, banning someone exclusively from your product is the worst idea you could do. One, you're steering people away from the product that you want them to consume in. Not out of sight, out of mind. You forget about the game. But I love to think 2K thinks that they are the be-all, end-all with this kind of stuff. But unfortunately not. There are other games out there. In 2 weeks, 5 business days, we'll say. 2 weeks in business days is a bad idea. To steer people away from your product for 2 weeks it's not going to help things. It's not going to help things at all, because you got people that'll find other games, find other hobbies, or just decide they don't want to play anymore. Out of sight, out of mind. I mean, you'll obviously have a high retention span in getting people back. I understand that. You're not going to lose everybody, but you will lose some. You will get people salty with the product where they're not going to come back and be... It's kind of like a bully saying, do what I say or you're gonna get beat up. It's kind of like that in a sense. Like, buy our coins or you're not gonna play. That's a bad approach. It's a bad approach, and it's bad for business. Folks, I have always said this in every video I've ever complained about 2K. If I could meet one person at 2K, it wouldn't be Ronnie, wouldn't be LD, wouldn't be these other... I want to meet the marketing guy and the guy behind the mode, or who's doing these bans, because to ban someone exclusively from the product is the worst idea. If you want to make this thing a more reasonable and make more money in the process, you ban people from the auction house and still give them options to buy the packs. Because eventually it's going to get to the point where they can't obtain new cards and powerful cards without buying the packs. How are you supposed to obtain, if you earn MT and you ban the auction house, the MT then becomes useless. And it's very hard to make MT without the auction house. So it's not like, I know what they think, oh, well, the longevity, someone could still survive off 2K not having the auction house, sure, because they give out free cards. But those free cards have a short lifespan. They always have. And we even have recent examples of this. That new Yi card that you guys just got, do you not remember that very Friday they dropped a Dirk Nowitzki that was an inch taller and had a really nice jump shot and faster? Like, hello? Like, your cards that you get, you'll notice by the end of the year you are using very few. I mean, obviously there will be users that have reward cards, but for the person that is highly invested into my team and buying packs using the auction house, you don't have many reward cards by the end of the year. You just don't, because packs at the end of the day rule. Obviously they do, because they have to have some sort of lure for you to buy them to begin with. So obviously they're going to be better than the free cards. But to steer someone entirely away from the mode is just a bad business decision. Because now why? This was not just somebody's my team decision. Oh man. This comes from the higher up. This doesn't just come from NBA 2K. This comes from Take-Two Interactive down to NBA 2K Division and say, profits are down. What the hell is going on? We are taking losses tremendously. What is happening? Well, people have seen these other sites and they're staring away. Well, do something about it. And the first person, 2K is very banned. They're in love with the ban. They do bans all day. Trust me, I know. I get plenty of them. This whole thing for bans for me is not new. I have to make new accounts, do things all the time to still play the game. And that's basically what's going to happen with 2K if they don't fix what the ultimate problem is in obtaining currency in the game and making packs more satisfying for the customer as far as being able to get the cards they want. But at the end of the day, that also hurts their business as far as then you don't get $2,000 of Troy Dan trying to pull the card. So it's a very gray area that they're going to have to figure out, because at the end of the day, people are still going to buy MT. And I think it's wrong for them to solely attack just the consumer when they clearly know who's buying and selling these products. They could easily just go after the MT sellers. They know who's doing it clearly. They banned everybody that's done it. So they clearly have the technology to find out who's producing and selling this. You gotta attack the websites. Attack the actual companies doing it. Focus on that. They're the problem. Without the supplier, there are no customers. But to just solely blame and ban the community is a bad look. And it's bad for business. What are you going to tell? Do you think profits are going to be up this weekend with no one being able to log into the game to buy your product? No. That's why this was a bad punishment. For one, it's too long. 10 days, 2 weeks, too long. People will find other things to do. People will find other games. I've stated that before. But also, you don't have a consumer base to buy your product. Besides the few people that didn't get caught in this rat. To me, they had the right idea last year. Madden does this. They ban consumers from the auction house. That way, you still have the opportunity to buy packs if you want those new players. Otherwise, you're stuck with the team that you got at the time of the ban. Or you could, I know they have the way of clearing cards. You could sweep someone's account and say, oh, game over, and ban them from the auction house, and then there you go. The only thing they can do is buy packs. That's the best idea ever. It's a win-win. person still gets to play the game if they want to continue to play the game at that point. I don't know many people that would be happy, but that's the risk you take when breaking terms of service. I'm not saying the ban itself was wrong. Obviously, it's breaking terms of service. You're big boys. You know what you're doing. You know that not paying for someone is stealing. You obviously know that buying currency outside of the game is against TOS. You should face the punishment. Don't do the crime if you don't do the time. It's exactly why I promote and get the punishments I do. It's not because I love MT. Obviously, with hard times, everybody's suffering with money right now, folks. Me, you, businesses, like obviously I promote obviously because they pay me something to do so, and it helps my financial situation to where I want to get out of that, and I'm hoping to get out of that by this summer. So we'll see on that. But as far as the ban itself, the ban is the best way to get people to stay on the game and move forward buying your product, is a ban from the auction house. It's the only way, in my opinion. Banning someone from the entire game is just bad for business, because now who's going to buy? Do you think profit sales are going to be up these next couple weekends? No. So to me, that's my solution to this whole thing, is banning people from the auction house, because if you earn MT, you can't snipe. If you're banned from the auction house, you can't continuously grow. You can't buy the new cards that are coming out. The only option is to buy packs. I don't think many people would want to survive off not having an auction house, but, you know, that would be the punishment they'd have to face, and they'd only be able to really play with the free cards that came out, and like I said, they have a small shelf life anyways. But those are just really my thoughts, my opinions on the whole matter. And then as far as this problem moving forward, I know what they're thinking. Yeah, oh, but they're gonna ban us in 30 days. Oh, well, guess what? Now people are gonna start figuring out other ways to avoid the bans. That's just all that happens. You make a new account. What do you think is more reasonable to the consumer? Spending $100,000 or $100 on 400k VC, or spending $100 on a couple million MT where you just build a new account instantly. You build almost your exact entire team with 2 million MT. It's just, people are just going to start making new accounts, and that's basically what happens. You're avoiding the ban. You just get a bunch of ban avoiders, and to me, they don't have the time to sit there and ban everybody every day. If they did, they would have been doing it. This is not just one little light bulb that went off and said, gee whiz, we could just ban everybody. No, because it's a lot of time. They have to hire more people. It's not sustainable. It just isn't. If it was, then all these companies would be doing it. We're just gonna ban them. That'll show them. No, it doesn't work that way, because you can create new accounts. Get right back where you started from in under 2 hours. It's just what is it? It is what it is. It is what it is. And like I said, I know not everyone's gonna agree with the opinions on this, but I do think the most reasonable punishment for someone breaking terms of services is just simply banning him from the auction house. So if I get banned, I have my team. You know, I'm stuck with what I got at the time of the ban. I can't buy any new players. I'm forced to buy packs. But I can still play the game. Now you're not losing a customer. For someone, you know, obviously not everyone's going to be like, well, I just got banned. Let me go spend on the company that banned me. No, but you will get a few. And that's better than losing everything as an entire whole. So that is my thoughts. That is my opinions on everyone. I don't see it being a problem that goes away unless they fix some things. Unless they fix the punishment. Unless they fix something going on with the packs. I also wondered if, could they take away the auction house entirely? Because the Myteam mode started without an auction house, where the only way you could build a team was buying packs. It's very interesting. But that would be a step back in the progress in the mode. But maybe that it gets to a point financially where they have to do that. So something very interesting. Because you notice right now, or they just get rid of Myteam currency entirely. My MLB The Show has these stubs where you can just buy the currency. Why don't they just make that available in the game? So you can just buy the MT, but then that takes away the reason from buying the VC, and I understand that. So eventually they might just have to get rid of the dual currencies and make it one just general currency altogether. That's the only way I can see that they can fix it moving forward. Or obviously fixing packs is not going to do it, because then they lose those Troydans that spend $2,000 to get that one card, so that's not going to fix it. They don't want to lose that profit. So it's very, very weird and a very, very gray and muddled. It's a hard fix. That's why no one's fixed it. That's why it's been such a hard fix. If it was an easy fix, then there would be no coin selling sites. They'd be out of business. But it's still a problem in every game that has a virtual currency. you can find a website that offers those currencies. And it's not just sports games. So it's very interesting moving forward because, sure, let's take an example. Sorry for the cough. I'm coming off of sickness, you know that. But let's say someone comes off and decides to risk it for the biscuit after their 10-day, boom, 30-day ban. And that time, I mean, again, it's cheaper to build an entire new account still buying MT than doing one $100 400k VC pack opening. And that's something that, unfortunately, they're going to have to deal with moving forward. So, guys, it's a very sensitive subject for many of the people. I know a lot of people aren't going to agree with me on that video. That's fine. But that's just the facts. It's just the state that we're in with it. It's not something that's new. It's a story as old as time. It's been a problem. It's going to keep being a problem. And I don't know who knows how to fix it. They're going to have to do a lot of bans. They're going to have to be monitoring this shit like crazy. And I don't know that they have the manpower to do it because clearly we're losing content on Tuesdays. Clearly there's some lack of manpower over at 2K Take-Two Interactive because we're losing different features constantly. So I don't know what they're going to do. But I do know that the problem is not an easy fix. Someone's going to have to bite the bullet, and I'm thinking that they're going to make us bite it instead of them in fixing the problem. They want to take the easy way out too, just like we want to take the easy way out and buying the MT. And I do agree that it's a bad, I agree that it's ruined the mode. There's no question it's ruined the mode. That's why cards go for 2 million, this and that. But it's also because that 2K's lack of responsibility in making the product and building a satisfaction where the player feels pleased in playing the game. So it's bad on both, to be honest. So I don't know what the solution is, and clearly no other game company does, or it'd be fixed. So guys, that is my thoughts and opinions. I think the most reasonable punishment for this is banning from the auction house. Still gives you the opportunity to play. If you want to get the new cards, you're going to have to buy the packs. That's what makes sense to me. And like I said, maybe that comes with a punishment of seeing less and less free cards. But hey, at the end of the day, this company is not a non-profit organization. They are a business. They are probably suffering financial loss along with the other companies. Everybody's seeing loss right now. Have you seen the news? Have you seen the stock market? Walmart is losing because of theft. Target is losing. These big companies are losing right now. Hasbro Toy Company is losing profits. Everyone's losing profits. It's not a good market right now for anybody. So everyone's trying to grab every penny that they can. But banning people entirely from the game, now you're just losing customers altogether. The auction house ban makes the most sense to me. But that is my opinion. I've rambled too long, but this video needed to go long because there's a lot to go over. There's a lot of questions, a lot of concerns, a lot of issues. And unfortunately, like I said, these bans will be something, but then people just start creating new accounts, buying, and then it just is a whole mess. Then they have to start hiring more people, spending more money to monitor. It's just a big problem. So I hope they fix it. I'd like to think that they do something with the packs, but I don't know where we go here moving forward. Could get worse. Maybe they ease up. I don't know. I guess there's only one way to find out. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys' thoughts and opinions are. Like I said, this video was a little bit longer, but I felt it needed to be. Yeah, there's a lot going on. So, like I said, you've probably seen 100 of videos of these. So, that's my thought. I might have said probably the same thing all the other creators have said, but hey, I just wanted to get my opinion out there because obviously I'm part of the problem. I obviously promote these coin sites, but there's a reason why they're succeeding. 2K needs to do something to build the satisfaction up in these customers that they don't want to go to the outside source. And that's the problem they're going to have to figure out, where they're just going to have a lot more legwork that they got to do maintaining TOS breakers. So, other than that, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Richie Nation, party on. Hey guys, need cheap MT? Check out a6k.com. They're safe, they're reliable, and with my code Richie at checkout, you can get 5% off. Go get the cards you really want.